Good morning, pen friends. So sorry, it's been such a long time since we've been together. I've been dealing with some tragedies at work. Please forgive the extra chaos on the desk. I've had to move a lot of stuff from the salon to home, so things are very cluttered in my life right now. But I wanted to make some time to do some ink swatching because that brings me joy and helps settle my nerves. So we're here today to test some inks that came in during the plumbing disaster. Most of them are Birmingham Penco inks, and one of them is a wearing gold. So this first one that we're going to test is Tiger's Eye. I may speed through most of these and then give you an overview at the end when all is done. This seems to be one of those interesting inks that almost repels from the paper surface. I've come across this a couple of times and I don't know why it's happening. I can't explain it. Maybe it's just part of its shading properties. I don't know. Um, Makes me a little nervous, the idea of putting something like this in one of my fountain pens, but maybe I could experiment with one of my less expensive fountain pens and see if it still works. If any of you have experience with a pen that seems to be water repellent like this, or paper repellent, um, leave some comments about what your experience was like. I would love to know. On the dip nib pen, it seems to be working fine, but you saw when I put this down initially, it almost repelled partially off the paper. Very, very strange to me. I would love to know the answer behind this. This is perhaps the one that I'm most excited to swatch. This is Rotten Straw by Birmingham Penco. I'm on the hunt for the perfect yellow. And for me, the perfect yellow has got a duskiness to it, an undertone. This is very pretty. I like it. It's very mustardy. It looks to me like it would be very legible. The problem with most yellows, I find, at least because of the paper and the nib choices that I use and fountain pens that I use, they tend to be illegible. Um, Yellow's one of those tricky colors. It messes with your eye, and it's very hard to read written writing, at least my written writing. Perhaps it's my handwriting. I do write on the small side. So pretty. This last one of the Birmingham inks is a sheening ink. It's also going to be the most confusing for me. It's called Quantum Teal. It looks teal in the bottle, but all of the online swatches that I saw shows a very heavy red sheen, so heavy that you can't see teal, so it does not look like a teal. So my brain's already having a hard time wrapping around this, but let's see what it looks like in person. Sometimes images created online, because they're backlit instead of overhead lit, like you'd see in front of you, behave differently than when you get the swatch in front of you. Let's see what happens. Right now it is a really pretty teal, even though it's very dark, so dark that it's just about black. You can see like teal at the edges. I'm interested to see what this lands on. All of these Birmingham Penco inks that I got today seem to be very moody, but their line tends to be a little on the moody side anyways. If you take a look at their online offerings, all of them, well, they have a lot of character, but they're not your classic vivid bright colors. They all have a little duskiness to them or an olive tone. um, it's a company founded in Pittsburgh, and I don't know if you know anything about Pittsburgh, but they're known for their steel industry. So it seems to me, a complete noob to this, but everything has sort of an industrial vibe to it. Like everything, like you could see these ink colors being, used in a factory that's producing steel products or something like that. I don't know why my brain goes to that. I just know that the inks are made in Pittsburgh and everything has sort of like a weathered industrial look to it. So that's where that comes from, I guess. Before I can turn the page and use this shimmer ink in a sample, I just need to take a quick moment to dry those. All right, I'm back. Some of those bled through this Hobonichi Tomoe River notebook. That's all right, we'll just skip that page. This wearing gold shimmer ink is the Wizard of Oz, the Wonderful Wizard of Oz. Sorry, I like to get the names right. this another quick agitation because the shimmer has already settled. I wish shimmer stayed suspended in the ink for longer, but I guess that's impossible with physics. Let me dig up another card real quick because I just realized I have another ink to test. This is Sailor Shikiori line, and I believe it's called Southe. Should be a very vivid sky blue. Online, I kept seeing that this is the most similar to the original Sailor Gentle ink line called Sky High. It's pretty vivid. You know, I love me some vivid blues. Still trying to get my hands on a very exclusive limited edition ink from Sailor Ink called Sailor. So it's Sailor's Sailor. Not too confusing, Sailor. There's a lovely red sheen showing on the exterior of those swatches. Rinse that last bit off too soon. All right, let's go over these and we'll start with the most recent ones and work our way back. So the Wearing Gold Wonderful Wizard of Oz is beautiful. This is an emerald green shimmer ink. It's got blue shimmer. It shades gorgeously. Although I would say this is more in the jade family and not in the emerald family because it's got a little bit of a dusky quality to my eye. But that's the thing with these inks. Everything's so subjective. That's just my opinion. The Sailor Shikiori Souten has got a beautiful reddish purple, sort of magenta pink sheen to it. That is just stunning. I love that. So this is the Hobonichi Tomoe River notebook that I do swatches in, and these are the Well-Appointed Desk Colodex cards. And you can see a little bit of a difference between how they show up on the cards versus the paper, which is why I like to do both, because you get to see how it's going to behave on different types of media. And that's also why I use different a medium nib to write the company name and a small stub nib to write the name of the ink, along with a big blob. Because I want to see how this is going to look with different nib sizes and on different papers. So that's those two. And then here are the Birmingham Penco. These turn out to be very surprising. So especially on the Tomoe River paper, you can see some unexpected sheen. I did not expect to see sheen in the tiger's eye. You can see a greenish sheen. I did not expect to see a gold sheen on the streetcar. I did not expect to see this red sheen on the heron. I don't see any sheen on the pitted nickel, but I do see some highlighter yellow sheen on this sample of rotten straw. And then, of course, the quantum teal is nothing but sheen. You can barely see the teal on the outskirts of those samples. But I really do like the tiger's eye. I thought it would be more orange. It's more probably goldenrod to me. This rotten straw, though, might be my favorite. That is, as of today's date, my leading contender for favorite yellow. I love it. Pitted nickel is also quite delightful. Here's what those look like on the well-appointed desk, well-appointed desk Colodex cards. This is tiger's eye. You can see the sheen showed up very well on these samples. Here's the streetcar. There's the gold sheen on the perimeter of those. The red sheen on the Tomoe River paper did not show up on the Colodex card on this heron. No sheen, but lots of shading on the pitted nickel. No highlighter yellow sheen on the rotten straw, but you can clearly see where the highlighter yellow comes from with the chroma shading sample. And then quantum teal. I mean, even the chroma shading samples had heavy sheen on them, so it's really hard to see these little bits of teal. I don't know that I would even bother calling this a teal at the end of the day with all of this red sheen on there. It is really pretty, but maybe it's just misnamed. I don't know. What do I know? What do I know? Okay, so there's my ink swatches for the day. I hope you enjoyed this. Um, Take a peek at some of my other videos. If you did, please give me a like, follow, subscribe, share this with your friends. I'm really trying to grow my audience. And if possible, if you could leave me some questions and comments, I would really appreciate that. Take care of yourself and take care of each other. Have a great day.